Hey guys, welcome back to another podcast. On today's podcast, I'm actually with one of my closest friends, Edwin, aka the owner of Secret Sneaker Store, aka the real hustler.
You hustle.
No.
You hustle.
But if you guys enjoyed this podcast, don't forget, always go ham on that thumbs up button. It looks like this. Hit that bell button, notifies you every single time we release brand new videos. We release brand new podcasts every single Mondays, videos every single Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, if I'm getting that right.
And
but
I'm the hustler.
Yeah, definitely. But if you guys enjoyed this, don't forget, share it. If you learned something, share it. If you guys want any questions answered on the podcast, let me know down below. You guys actually have requested this. Like,
actually?
no. Comments down below were like, they really want to see Edwin and really want to have a great conversation with Edwin. What you guys don't know, when me and Edwin actually sit down, we always just talk about business. Like, we always talk about growing as people, as entrepreneurs, as business owners, as even better human beings in general. What a lot of people don't know about Edwin, which is great, I'm going to say it anyway, so I don't, like, if this is embarrassing for you, it's not, I don't care. But Edwin started from a background sort of like mine. Like, he sort of had a pop-up mentality with K-pop, selling K-pop merch, touring around Australia, selling that, built capital to build what you want to do now. Right, and the first time you really started, I remember this was at QV. I said this to him whilst we were in the car, that literally, if it wasn't for him, I would have opened up a secret sneaker store. Same thing.
You wouldn't have called it secret sneaker store, though.
Definitely not.
You would have thought of a name that would have been easier to say for the long term of your business.
Yeah, but Triple S is, I have to admit, Triple S is a mad abbreviation for your brand. I have to admit, great
It kind of just happened though. Like, it was weird because people just started saying that. And it was funny because at the same time, the Triple S Balenciaga shoe came out at the same time. I was like, you know what, that actually flows now. I feel like people started saying it and it flowed better after the Balenciaga shoe came out. So cheers to you. Cheers to Balenciaga.
Do you know, the crazy thing I noticed about you, and you probably haven't put it through, I respect you the same way that you respect me. And we have different avenues of how we got there, right? But you did the same avenue as me. But you just didn't. You just didn't like sort of convert. You did K-pop dance videos on YouTube.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that was actually really fun. Like, that was a good time. I feel like that was like a fun time. And then I was at some point. It was weird though, because at some point I felt like, okay, I've had my fun. Now I need to work. It was this weird point. You had 50,000 subscribers plus. I actually have 90K. It kept growing after I stopped. Like, this is what, like two and a half years ago, and then it just kept growing. Because you know what happened? What happened was one of my videos. I think it was like the XO Wolf, no, Growl. It was the Growl video, and then you know when you hit that point where you're on the first page of the search whenever you search K-pop tutorial.
Oh, like trending. Yeah.
And then that happened, and then that just. So then people would search K-pop tutorial, and the first thing they see, there would be me, and then my thumbnail is like literally like it's like in your face, and it's like this, right? And everyone would see that, and they would click on it, and that would generate more clicks and more views, even though they don't watch the full thing. The other people that search would then see that video again, and it would just keep staying on the first page of the search results, and then so it just like I think it's on like 1 million and a bit.
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't even have a video that's on 1 million yet. That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't see that you're doing the things that I've done. And you've stopped doing the things that I'm doing, but you've succeeded in a whole nother way, right? So going back to the point of, you opened up in QV. Yeah. It was a pop-up at no vacancy. Yeah. It was it a month long?
No, it was actually 2 weeks. No, it wasn't even. It was like 10 days.
10 days.
Yeah, it was actually 10 days. It wasn't even that long at all. I think one of the things that people said was that if you were to test this concept, you really should make it longer. And that's what I thought about in the middle of the pop-up. I'm like, yeah, I should have made it longer. But it did still like serve its purpose of testing the market, because people were buying like $1,200 shoes. I remember this time when someone consigned a Oxford Tan.
Yep. It was talking about a Yeezy.
Yeah. It was Oxford Tan Yeezy. It was a worn condition. It was really beat up, but someone bought it for $1,200 within half an hour of consigning. And that's when we were like, you know,
there's money to be made.
This is like people are buying these shoes, and given that it's even like in a worn condition, he was still so happy to just like see it, and I don't think he even tried it on. He was like, "Yep, that's mine. It's my size. I'm getting it." And we were like, you know, it was a bit of a light bulb moment. It was weird. Like,
But you know what's the crazy thing? Hypebeast is not your scene.
Yeah, it's not. And so
So the crazy thing that I want to bring upon is that I was all about that life. I'm still all about that life. I was about reselling. I was about Bape. I was about Supreme. I knew everything that was coming out.
Now I'm wearing Bape and you're not.
Correct.
Nah, this is not even like, this was actually...
No, it doesn't matter. You're wearing Bape, right? So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the excuse. It doesn't matter nothing, right? Yeah. So I was totally in that scene, and I still did not feel comfortable opening up a consignment store. I told him in the car, I opened up a place in Brisbane. We all knew this. I opened up exclusive. I didn't want to do one in Melbourne just because I feel like it's such an oversaturated market. This and that. But you had the audacity. I'm gonna call it the audacity to do it, right?
Yeah.
I really want to know from a background of not knowing about this stuff.
Yeah.
What was the point? Why did you pick Hypebeast items? Why did you pick this lane? Like, was there where was the light bulb moment prior all this to be like, there's money to be made?
So that was probably after the pop-up. So in terms of like a history of how we started, right? I like from the beginning, I'm kind of like afraid if I might go a bit too far down history, then you guys like get bored and stuff. But basically how I started was...
Let's go for an hour, bro. I don't give a fuck.
Okay, sick. All right. I don't mind. And so what happened was I started, I finished up with my life coaching. So yeah, I was a life coach at 25 years old. And I remember clearly when Gary Vaynerchuk, so Gary Vaynerchuk is like one of the motivational speakers. He runs VaynerMedia.
VaynerMedia. It's VaynerMedia, bros. It's Vayner.
And then anyway, what happened was that I remember I was like just doing. I was like, I want to help people directly. I don't want to help people through like an indirect route. I want to help people directly, like tell them, hey, you know what, this is what you need to know. This is what you need to do in order to achieve success in life and stuff like that. And so I tried to become a life coach, and that failed miserably. And then I was, stuff it. I want to sell something tangible, and it was out of frustration as well to from a period of like a year of just trying to sell someone something that was not concrete. Like people couldn't see it. Like, what are you trying to sell me? And it was like a better future, bro. And yeah, that just didn't sit well when you look like you were like 60.
I bum yourself.
I was dressed well at the time, but I was just so young that people just, and I got mistaken for like 15 on the plane. You know how like when you're at that emergency row, when you're in the emergency row, and then you have to be over a certain age, and she had to ask me. She's like, she was doing her brief on like the emergency row. Like, oh, okay, if you see danger, and you've got to make sure that like the door is clear and all that before you throw the airplane door out the window. It was like she had to stop and say, how old are you? And I was like,
I still get asked for ID to go to casino.
Oh, that's common. Like they have to ask you if you look anywhere under 35. I think that's what they said.
35? I think it's 25. It can't be 35.
No, it was 35. He was like, you have to be super safe. So, it doesn't matter. So, blah, blah, blah. Don't flatter yourself or blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, I remember when I was like, oh, yeah, cool. I must look really young. It's like, no. 35.
Asian genetics.
So I got mistaken for being underage. And I looked at the card and it was like, you have to be over 15 plus. And so anyway,
so being a life
coach was like
didn't
work out, and I was like, okay, cool, let's just try something else. So I decided to sell shoes, just purely because I was walking past Rebel Sport in Ringwood, and then
so
there was just no like, people think there's like this deep meaningful like history.
There's definitely
walking past Rebel Sport shoes, cool,
okay, but why was it like why was it shoes? Why was it like when you walked past Rebel Sport and you're like, I can do this?
I didn't. Like there was really no point in time where I was like confident that this is going to work. Like I don't have this mentality that this will work. Most of my mentality is like, I don't know if it's going to work. Like that's what I carry most of the time. And then how do I know if it's going to work is either one, I test the concept in a safe environment, like testing, whatever. That's why you pop up, right? Because if you fail, it doesn't matter. You can get up and try again. And so it's either one, I go in and try it, or two, I just take a leap, right? And sometimes you just have to do that. So in terms of shoes, like I didn't know if it was gonna sell or not. I was just like, just test it. That's all you know because.
But were you like, okay, I'm gonna be a GR store, or am I gonna be an exclusive store?
Yeah. So initially, I just wanted to be a GR store. Like I was like, okay, cool, let's just sell shoes, right? I'll just be another platypus. I'll just be another hype. Like I actually thought about that. I was just gonna do that, and then I did more research and I tried to pitch to Westfield. And funny story, it was one time I wanted to open a store or a pop up. I didn't know where to start, so I just contacted Westfield. And they're like, oh, cool. You know what? Just bring a line of what you're gonna sell.
Was it K-pop merch?
No. Like, this was when I said I had a shoe store, right? And it was funny because they actually accepted. They actually replied to my email and said, okay, cool, let's have a meeting. Like Michelle will come see you at this time, well, whatnot. And I didn't have any shoes, and so I went to Hype, and I bought this bunch of shoes, and I put it in my bag, and then I brought it to a meeting, and I was like, okay, I'm selling these shoes. And then she was like, cool, like, so what's the difference? Like, how are you different? And I sold her with the concept of like, how are we going to have like the shoe store represent the area by making it like, like
some bullshit.
Millennium sneaker tear off. Like literally, yeah. This is bullshit. I just wanted to get in just to try the scene on how I could fare, how many shoes I could sell. Didn't work out. I returned all the shoes to Hype.
That return policy though.
Yeah, it was good. Like he was like, "Why are you returning all this?" And I forgot what I said. I said it was like a huge gift, like 9 shoes, like yeah. And then
okay, let's fast forward to the QV, right?
Yeah.
So when you've decided this, right?
Yeah.
You've publicly said this, so I can publicly say it again.
Yeah. Say it, yeah.
You got scammed $5,000.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah.
You got scammed $5,000, right?
Yeah.
What was your mentality, or how did you bounce back from that? Because you said it. You said that it was fuck. If I lose money, fuck it. Like whatever.
Oh wait, I can swear in this.
Yeah.
Oh, sick. All right, cool. There was a few times I had to hold back, but yeah, fuck it. All right, let's go. Yeah, I think I'll probably like say more stuff now.
Yeah. So you held back, like. You were like, shit, this concept is all I have. This is I'm just going to do it. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Right?
Yeah.
And then you got scammed 5,000.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell what was the scam?
Okay.
To begin with.
Okay, cool. So it's actually a very common thing in retail. It's very, very common. What happens is someone would either type the card number into your FPOS machine.
Yeah.
And it would have been like a number they got from the internet somewhere. And then it would approve. Your machine would say, payment accepted, payment approved. And you're like, oh, sick.
Yeah.
Sick. Here's the shoes. Thanks for the money. Congratulations. Good business. And it was funny because we were like, oh, first time we have a $5,000 sale. The guys came in and they were like, oh, what's this? What? A Yeezy? Oh, cool. Let's grab that. And then, what's this? Oh, this looks like kind of similar. Let's get that. And they just bought stuff. And they're like, these guys ballers, but it doesn't matter because I'm making money. So,
yeah, correct.
I don't mind. And yeah, they just typed it in. They seemed to know what was happening already, and they would usually have a nice conversation with you and type it in, and it would approve, and you give them stuff, and then they take the stuff, and then they'll go. And then what would happen 2 or 3 months down the track, when the owner of the card, the actual card, realizes, hey, wait a minute, I didn't spend $5,000, they'll call the bank, and the bank will say to the merchant, which is me, that transaction was falsely approved. Yeah, it was fraudulent. And so we're going to take our money back now. And there's nothing you could do about it.
Yeah, there's definitely nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing. Because it just directly debits out of your...
That's why I fucking hate PayPal.
Yeah, that happens to PayPal. Yeah, that happens to PayPal.
That's why I hate fucking PayPal.
Yeah. So, so the only... and that was a whole like lesson learned. It was a very hard lesson. We still made that mistake a couple times after that because there are like, a few variations of it. Or there are a few different ways in which the guys would come in and try and, distract you in a certain way or say different things or whatnot. And yeah, and I think we also lost a few other $1,000.
So, but did that deter you away from the business? Was it like, okay, like light bulb, customers suck?
Yeah.
People are horrible people. Was that a light bulb or was it like, okay, time to fix it or time to make it better?
Oh, right. Definitely. Yeah, definitely was a, let's just, I don't know. I didn't really think about, the goal was to test the concept, right? That was the goal. And so this was something that would slow you down towards reaching that goal, or at least just like annoy you.
Definitely.
So it's in some sense, I don't know, I kind of saw it as an annoyance, I guess. It was like annoying, so you had to fix it. It's kind of like, damn, why do I have this annoying problem? And so then you research and stuff, and then I didn't feel like, definitely customers, some suck, they do suck a lot, but that's just part of retail, I guess, and it didn't really deter me as much as just saying that it's an annoying thing that I got to fix as part of my journey towards the end goal.
So I'm gonna still stick at this pop-up because your pop-up was really it was the determining factor of, is this business gonna succeed? Is there a life in this business?
Yeah.
Is there a next forward step?
Yeah.
Right. So after your pop-up, 10 days has gone. Right.
Yeah.
After what day was it that you were like, let's go, let's work?
Oh, right. Oh, no,
was it straight after?
Yeah, it was straight after, of course. Yeah.
So straight after the 10 days.
Like, I haven't had a break. For information, I haven't had a break since like 7 years ago, and it's been work every day. I do have probably a 3-hour break sometime, maybe in the middle of last year. So no break. There was no break. I've never had it was just pretty much because the goal was to open multiple stores and gain a degree of financial freedom, right? So until that is achieved, there's no point to stop for me. So there was no break. It was like as soon as we're done.
So as soon as you were done, you were like, cool.
Like we packed up and did all stuff. Okay,
and you went straight to Melbourne Central?
No, because I didn't know where else to look. So I was looking for all these other retail locations.
So after the 10 days, you were like, okay, cool. Let's try to find a place. Let's make this pop up.
Correct.
Like this pop up to an actual retail store.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
No. So this was step 1, right? You test for 1 week.
Yes, so it's phase 1.
And then the phase 2 is actually to test it for a slightly longer period.
Correct.
And then you take the jump of like a permanent store, right? So after this, it was to find a pop up. And that was the challenge, because it's not that easy to find pop-ups. I was trying all these different avenues, like on the street or in the middle of the mall or somewhere. I did not actually.
So is this after
Melbourne
you
Central would have a spot.
Oh, like okay.
Yeah, I didn't actually think that Melbourne Central would offer me a spot. It was funny because you would apply and they would send you that email saying thanks for your interest, we'll let you know, kind of thing. It's almost
generic,
like the generic, like, okay, cool, this is probably not going to give you anything. So I was actually looking at this little like spot where CDG is. It's called Somerset Place. It's pretty much like H&M and this laneway, another laneway.
Can I tell you a funny story?
What?
I'm going to say it now.
What?
This is such a funny story. This is such a funny story. Okay, me and Philly definitely looked at the same spot as you.
It's got like a little underground thing.
As the basement and the roof and the
like in the middle. Yeah. Wow, that's weird.
See,
that's mega weird. And that's where I kind of felt like.
And the dude's name was Gary.
I don't remember his name, but he owned a watch shop.
And he doesn't want to sell the place. He doesn't want to lease it, bro. He just doesn't care. He does not care, bro. For me, it's just like, yeah, the roof is only this high, and it just makes no sense.
For me, he was like, you're a really lovely guy, and I think you should buy the spot.
Nah. If I had to buy that spot, I'd knock down the fucking floor and make it a massive high ceiling spot.
I needed storage, so I was like, yeah, this is like, I was thinking, like picturing myself trying to grab stock with the roof this high. I was like, is this gonna work? Am I actually going to do this?
And I'm short, and I think the fucking roof's short.
That was it's actually bad. Really bad. But
see, I told you I knew that. See,
damn. Yeah. I looked at that spot, and he took me into because there was a watch shop, right? And he took me to the back and was like, let's have a chat, bro. And I think he tried to convince me, and it was just all these like Playboy posters everywhere. It was really uncomfortable.
Do you know that place is still up for lease now? It is till this day. Till this day, is still up for lease. That's why I told you he does not want it. Like
it is a very weird spot though, because you would not expect to have a store there, and like that spot would be suitable for secret sneaker store. You know what I mean? Like that would make sense. But then we fucked it up because we opened in Melbourne Central, where everyone was like shopping. Everyone was like browsing through Melbourne Central, and yeah.
So let's fast forward 3 months. Now you have Melbourne Central.
Yeah.
Right.
So is this like pop-up time?
Yeah, this is the pop-up time.
Right?
So
okay,
this is the store across the road from the store you have now.
Yeah.
Right? So this is the store that you literally went to shops and you bought the whole fit out. I remember don't lie to me.
No, I didn't. I didn't. I couldn't afford. No.
I know.
I'm serious.
I know. Because I didn't know him back then, right? And I walked into the store, I'm like, bro, This whole store is made from shops. Like the whole store was made from one retailer.
There was like the racks in the middle.
Yeah, those slant walls with the shoe pegs in it, shoes on it, and I'm like, yo, this is ghetto as fuck.
That was not shop for shops.
As if, really? No. Dude, it was so ghetto.
So we I did look up shop for shops, but we couldn't afford shop for shops.
So did you buy some Chinese alternative?
So what we did was okay. Okay, so the store was fitted out with Veronica Main. Veronica Main fitted out it's like a more elderly, like mature woman's apparel, and we could not afford a shop fitter. Couldn't afford, and the shop fitter actually didn't look that great. The shop fitter didn't look great, so I had Luke at the time. He came in, and we were ripping these shelves off. We didn't really know what to do, but we did. We were certain that these shelves were ugly, and we didn't want to have them. So we went in there and we just had hammers and spanners for hammers and rulers and whatever from home, and we were just ripping these shelves off the walls, right? And all these panels came off. And fuck, that's not meant to come off. And so somehow we just patched it back in. But the places where we put the shoes was actually from Bunnings. Yeah, they were from Bunnings. And they're actually... Okay,
for FYI, I know this guy loves Bunnings, and I know
I lived in Bunnings
and he loves building random shit.
Yeah. I kind of have to because it's the cheapest avenue. So there were these plant trainers that you would get. So it's basically just grills and stuff.
Oh my god!
Yes, that's what they were. Yeah, that's what they were.
Okay,
So that's what they were. They were really cheap. They were $100.
Yeah.
And I think I was determined to make it cheap because I just realized that the store that opened recently, I think it was Nina Pasadena, was $300K. The fit out was $300K, right? And I was
hang on. Just letting you guys know, a shop fit out is $300,000.
Yeah,
that's what people don't know though.
You don't. You think,
no one knows that.
You think it's a couple rails should be $5.
Not $5, but
I'll just work for couple weeks and I should be able to afford. Yeah, it's weird because it's so complex because you got to deal with labor and all that. So $300K, same size store, and I was determined. Well, I had no, I couldn't afford anywhere near that. I was probably had a budget of $8K. So we did spend $8K in our shop fit eventually. So Bunnings plant trainers, and we got these hooks from I think it was Shelves Australia or something like that. And those were shoe shelves that we were displaying $1,000 Yeezys. It was hilarious. And then the clothing racks are from IKEA. And there was some these aluminium shoe rack things. They were from the garage. And it was funny because those are $5. Those are $5. You just fixed it up.
I'm trying to really remember that store, but I do remember it.
Yeah, there was these shelves just think garage, Asian parents garage shelves. They were just
oh
cheap,
my god, I know
cheap, thin aluminium.
It's like if you push it, it'll just bend.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
So it's the budget garage shelving. It's budget.
I don't know what it was called, but it was.
I know what it is.
It was actually surprising to me for how cheap it was. It was just really cheap, and so that's what we could afford. So I was like, cool, let's buy that. So we would buy so many of those, and we'd join them together, and that would become our plinth. They call it the plinth. It's basically like a retail square that you would put pants and stuff on, and that's what we used. And so that was our shop fit. We had one table from IKEA, a dining table from IKEA in the front.
Yeah, I remember.
Half of our shop fit was from G-Star because my brother worked at G-Star at the time. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say this, but fuck it.
He stole it.
No, it was they were throwing it away. So
he borrowed it and never returned it.
Well, technically, if someone was going to throw it away, then they were cool, do you need it? So it was really funny because we had the mannequin at the front. That was from G-Star. We couldn't afford any hangers. So, no, it's not that we couldn't. No, yeah, we couldn't afford. So we got these hangers from G-Star, and it would have the G-Star logo on it. And so what I would do is I would get this metal, it's a weird thing. It's this bendable piece. I think you meant to mold it or whatever. So I got this piece of metal, and I would put it on top of the fire stove, right, to get it really hot and red hot, and I would press it onto the hanger to remove the logo because the hanger was this really heavy duty plastic. And so to remove that logo, I would get this, literally this bar, put it on your stove, your Asian stove,
What the
the
fuck?
back of the house, and it will press on that hanger and remove the logo. And yeah, and I'm pretty sure I've shortened my lifespan by like 5 years for doing that. So we.
Okay, do you know what's funny? I actually, I'm not surprised you do this because I've seen you build things. I've seen you build things.
Sneaker bash. Sneaker bash.
I've seen you build things. I'm not surprised.
Literally,
I'm
like,
I'm not surprised.
you just gotta achieve
You
the
just gotta do
target,
it.
right?
Yeah,
just do it. Like, whatever,
You just gotta
do
fucking do it.
So that's how we got our hangers, and that's how we got heavy duty hangers, because we pretty much like leveraged off G-Star. Shout out to G-Star. Shout out to G-Star. You guys, the real ones. Yeah, and so that's how we had our shop fit. My computer was from the the computer that we used was the computer that I've used for the last 4 years. It came the store came with lots of fitting rooms, and yeah, and then that's how we started. Yeah.
So how long was the rent there?
How long? We were there from May 12th. That's why. That's right. Anniversary coming up in like 3 days. 2 days.
3 days.
Well, what's the time now?
No, 2 days.
2 days now. Yeah. 12 a.m. And so we were there for 4 months. 4 months? No, for 6 months.
Was your lease 6 months?
No, it wasn't. So they said, you can have this spot for 3 months, and then they realized that
It was doing well. It was doing okay.
It was doing well. It was actually the highest. Like the store with the highest sales in that level, in that area.
But there's nothing in there. So it's not hard, bro.
Peter Alexander. What was Peter Alexander Seed, Country Road Men's, I think.
Yeah, cool. You just named the 3 highest 40-year-old brands.
Yeah, maybe that's how I won. Yeah, that's how I won. But it was funny because within like the week 3 or 4 or something like that, it was one of the weeks when we had no competition, and so we did like 76K in 1 week. I think within like week 6 or something, week 6 or 7, and then you would see all these like Melbourne Central executives. Executives are basically like the people who run Melbourne Central. They're like usually a team of people with suits and stuff, and you see them coming in, and they would look so confused. They were like, "Is that Nike?" And they were like, "Why is Nike on the shelf?" And like, "Why are they wrapped in plastic?" And why are they like $1,000? And why are all these customers in here? And why is this store performing?
Way better than everyone
else. Yeah, way
else.
better than all these other stores that have like a shop fit, that was like way above what we did.
It's just a poor understanding.
Yeah, I think it's just new. It's just new.
Yeah.
They didn't know, like, I mean, they're doing their job and they're not into this, and this was like a new thing that just came up. So yeah, so we were there for 6 months, and then during the time we decided that we should go permanent, and
Then the store across the road came in.
Yeah. So funny story was that I actually didn't have the money to like open a entirely like a brand new store, right? Because you need to put money down. Like this is bank guarantee. You basically need to put a bunch of money aside, and it just does nothing.
Doesn't do nothing.
It doesn't do anything for the entire period that you are renting that space.
The whole point of it is literally if you can't pay rent, they can take money from somewhere.
Yeah.
That is all it is.
Yeah, literally. Like,
that is all it is.
When you put that money away, you basically sign saying, if this center, Melbourne Shopping Center, has followed within the contract of our lease, and I have breached the contract, they can take all of the money.
Yeah.
So
That's literally all it is. That's literally it is.
Yeah. Which is like pretty smart, to be honest. And so, I didn't have like 68 grand lying around.
68.
Yeah, because that's actually pretty low.
Yeah.
For because it's like usually a portion of your rent, right?
It's 3 months. Was it 3 months?
Depends on whether you want to personally guarantee the lease. Personally guarantee means that if you fuck it up, then they can come for you, which means you could lose everything, right? And so I never do that because then that would involve my family and stuff like that. And so so I didn't have money, and then I was asking my dad for a loan, and we had this huge conversation. It's basically that moment, that conversation. I feel like a lot of Asian kids will have that conversation when you decide to go into business, and you ask your dad for money, and he didn't want to give it. He didn't want to give that money.
I've never had that conversation.
Oh yeah. He's just hustling all day, and he just like makes all his money himself. He just like makes it up.
Yeah.
Makes all his money up by himself, and I am just like out here borrowing. But yeah, like we had this conversation. He didn't want to give any money, and it was weird because like at the time, the leasing executive was like, you should really do this. This is the time for you. And, if you can't do it, then, I'm going to ask someone else. And that was like one really awkward time when I rejected it. Like, I just said, I just can't. And I don't think he believed me. He did not believe me. He was like, what do you mean you can't? You just don't want to. I don't think he said that, but I feel like, he's like, you've run this store, 76,000, why didn't you, you should be balling in money, you know what I mean?
Right, so, okay. Can we, there's something I want to squash, right? What is the difference between making $76,000 as a store and you personally making $76,000?
What do you mean?
Because people might think, oh fuck, secret sneaker store make billions of dollars. Billions of dollars, right? But really, it's not. It's not. There's overheads.
There's overheads. You take 20% of the cut and that kind of stuff. And so, I mean, eventually it just boils down to you becoming a normal business until you eventually own a majority of stock, right? And that's like millions. And I mean, that's gonna happen eventually, when you start buying more stock. But for that time period, I think we were also running on 15% commission. So if you think about it, $76,000, 15% is about 10,000, 10,000, and then you've got your staff you got to pay,
and then you pay GST, then you pay
all that kind of stuff. It wasn't that bad at that time because things weren't as complicated. We didn't have head office staff or stuff like that. And it was actually pretty good.
Okay, so now let's fast forward 1 year. Now your business grosses millions a month.
Around a million-ish.
So you gross profit $1 million a month now.
Yeah.
Coming from a 76.
Oh, gross? No.
You net.
I mean,
yeah,
gross.
you gross. You do gross.
Oh, gross. Yes. We
so
gross.
you do.
I totally know business terms. Yeah, for sure.
So you gross $1 million.
Yeah.
From $76,000 to $1 million.
76,000 a week. So that time was around 200. Is it 200-ish? Around 200-ish.
So you 4x your business now.
Yeah.
You 4x your business.
Yeah. I like to say 10x, like Grant Cardone. 10x.
So you 4x your business.
Yeah.
Grew three more shops.
Yeah.
So now you have one in Chadstone.
Yeah.
You have one in Melbourne Central.
Yeah.
And you have your new one in Westfield, Sydney.
Westfield, Sydney. Melbourne Central.
Westfield.
And then the new one in Chadstone.
Chad.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Right. So now the business is a $1 million business.
Yeah.
It literally is
it is.
$1 million business, and you came from not being able to afford to buy coat hangers.
Yeah. It was hilarious. It's funny. It's really weird that I don't know. I've never thought of. I don't think. Well, between the time of opening the Sydney store, so it was kind of pop up in Melbourne Central, and then as we decided to become permanent in Melbourne Central, 6 months later, that was when we opened the Sydney pop up, right? And from then it's just been all day, every day, new environments, new things, new problems. And the business world is huge, right? And you always have all these new things, and so I just haven't stopped. And I just didn't have I've never had the time to think about it until the point, I think it was last year around December, when it was oh, our sales was $1 million, and 1 million plus this month. You know what I mean?
See,
and that's when I did that one post. I don't usually do posts, but that was the time when I was I should stop and reflect back just to say, thank you, and I did it. I made it. Nah, I haven't made it. But I've reached the milestone, and I think I needed to acknowledge that. So I did that.
Do you know what's funny? One of my goals was I'm gonna acknowledge a milestone in my life.
Okay, congrats.
Right before my birthday. Right.
I haven't even heard it yet. I'm congrats.
Yeah, right. But it was the $1 million mark.
Yeah.
It's happened. It's gone.
Nice, congrats. Yeah.
I don't care.
Oh.
Right.
Cool.
But for us,
wait, why would you not care? It was a milestone.
No,
can you at least stop and pat yourself at the back?
No, but this is the thing. Do you feel that for us? I said this to him personally before, that working for us is a hobby.
Yeah.
It's a sport to us. It's running. It's walking. It's something that we continuously do all the fucking time, and we enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, it's overall, right? I mean, that's the thing, right? When people say I love my work, and what you need to understand is you will love your work on the overall sense. There's still times where it's just shit.
It's like, definitely always shit.
Fuck, I gotta wash these dishes for my sushi, like, you know, for my sushi job. You know what I mean? It's still shit, but in the overall, you still like it. And that's what it means for us. Like, there are days when it's just shit. When it's just, I wanna kill myself sometimes. I was like,
definitely,
you know,
definitely,
damn,
trust me. See, but
like, let me go. Like,
see, okay.
Yeah.
So, tell me the biggest 3 myths, absolute myths.
Myths.
That,
all right.
That,
okay,
that
cool.
that in business, that you figured out now, being at the state of mind that you are. Because
right.
there's so many myths when we started, when we were a baby company to what we are now, and it's like, fuck, that's not true. That is not true. There's no way that's true.
Right.
Like I always, when I was younger, I'll give you a good example.
Okay, cool.
Gross and net.
Yeah.
People don't understand. I can gross $10 billion.
Yeah. And net
$10.
$2. Like, oh, I'm gonna buy V today because I made money.
Yeah, and that's all you've made.
Yeah.
If that's happening, there's something wrong with your business.
Yeah. And I think that's like what happens a lot of times when people are like selling stuff, and they're like, John made 7 figures this month. You know what I mean? Like,
it means shit.
Made is such a loose term. You know, it's used so loosely, but it does. Like, for him, it fulfills his definition. Like, I technically made this amount of money.
But it's not in your pocket.
Yeah, it's not in your pocket. But then to the audience, it's like, oh, he made this amount. So it probably means that he profited this amount, which means, holy shit, he's successful. I should follow.
That's all. So, all right, 3 myths.
Three's a lot, but I'll start with the first one. That's like the most common. So I think a lot of things that you see on the internet, they're like, you know, those like wise quotes. Yeah, those wise quotes, like a lot of what was it like?
But
okay. First one that I hear a lot, and this is from being a life coach, right? Follow your heart, and everything else will like fall into place. Like, follow your heart.
That's some fucking bullshit.
Yeah, right. But like in life coach world, that was the thing. Like, you gotta follow. First thing is first. You need to know like the do what you love thing, right? Do what you love. You know what I mean? Like, do what you love. Make sure you do what you love. Always do what you love. Right? Okay, cool.
See, but that's not a myth. I personally don't think that's a myth.
Yeah. No, it's not a myth, but like you need to, there are additional pieces of information that you need to know while you do that. Don't do that just like if your mantra, if you stick on your what some do, stick on your like your ceiling so that when you wake up in the morning, do what you love. Yes, do what you love. Do what you love. I'm gonna do what my love today. I'm gonna do my love today. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. See, I totally understand. Yeah. I totally understand. It's such a loose term.
Yeah.
Like
loose
made.
Term. So yeah. So what it is when you're doing what you love, there are a couple things you need to know. And the first thing is that there's something that you love doing, and there's something that you're good at. And sometimes it does not match. What you're good at is what you love doing is not what you're good at, and it just means that you'll be happier. Like, you'll be happier, although you may not reach the potential that you seek. And so what it is you do what you love, but also bring your brain with you and think about all the other factors, which could be that, you know, if I was to do this, one, is it going to be feasible? Am I going to make money? Am I going to be able to live off it? And depending on if you want a family in the future or whatnot, those are the things that you need to think about. And sometimes it just doesn't match. So when you say do what you love, it could be do what you love on the side while doing what makes you money, because you need to live. So that's one thing for sure. Like,
do you touch on that? I read this book. It's a Japanese book that is the definition of life, the meaning of life.
Yeah.
It's 4 crossroads. 4 crossroads is literally, it would be do what you love.
Yeah.
Learn how to monetize what you love.
Yeah.
Learn how to give back what you love.
Yeah.
And then family.
Like, family's last? What?
And that's
it makes
the meaning of life.
Like, it makes sense in terms of in terms of like trying to like monetizing it. Yes, definitely you need to monetize it. There's some stuff that just I don't think is something that you could monetize.
So you're telling me
they're just some things you can't monetize.
What if I like Smurfs and I want to talk about Smurfs all day?
Yeah, and that's what Gary Vee said as well.
But that's what I'm saying.
Smurf it up, Smurfville.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you then?
I don't know. Try it. I guess. Try it. It might work. But there's some certain things like, what if you like stacking cups? You know, what if you like stacking
What if
cups?
you're a magician with cups and you're just fucking doing crazy
Yeah,
shit?
look, maybe you'll be really great. I mean, and then you got to think about the possibilities. Like, what are the chances that you'll be like mega successful? What if you become like
Just
I don't know,
stacking
Tony
champion.
Robbins of like
Stacking cups?
Yeah, maybe. But what are the chances though? I mean, what are the chances? Imagine you one day having like, you know, like a mega stage in the art center of like, yeah, or like Etihad Stadium.
Okay,
So there's certain, like, I just feel that there are certain limits, and the anything is possible thing, that just confused me a lot as well. So that was one of the, that's probably one thing I would touch on later on.
I'm going to give you myth number 2.
Yeah.
Money does not buy happiness.
Oh, okay, cool. Right. So it's like live ball switch. I'm like, okay, I'm ready. You ready? I'm ready to talk. So
See, like, don't you believe that's I honestly, when people say money doesn't buy you happiness,
Yeah.
it's such a term that's so easily used. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
But do you know what broke buys you? Fucking nothing.
yeah. That's the thing. Look,
Broke buys you nothing.
Yeah,
like it buys you like hunger.
doesn't even buy.
Because you don't buy food.
How do you buy that? How do you buy that?
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
I know what you mean. Yeah. So,
because
yeah.
like when I say I'm struggling and whatever, but like
Yeah.
like and they're like, oh yeah, because money doesn't buy you happiness. Of course it doesn't, but it makes shit easier.
Yeah.
It fucking definitely makes shit easier.
Yeah, I've definitely trained myself to explain about this in my life coaching life. So you ready?
I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
No. So what it is that money, there are different levels of happiness that, depending on how much money you make, the level of happiness that you get from that extra money varies, right? So let's just say you're poor, you're broke, no money, you're like, I can't afford
Anything.
I can't afford a Mars bar. I can't afford fuel today.
Right.
So from your zero living, like say from like 0 to 200, let's don't go too far.
50K.
50K. 0 to 250K. Between zero, from having zero money to 50K, 50K will get you like a place to live, food, some spending to go out with your friends, enjoy life, a little bit karaoke every now and again, right? So between having no money and 50K, trust me, you are gonna be happier. If you have food on the dinner table, you'll be happier. Right? Okay, cool. All right, so that's that. From 50K to 100K, you would be able to spend money on more things, like say a better car.
Yeah, definitely.
A better date, holiday, stuff like that. So between 50K of like, how much is this on the menu? $35. I don't know. That's the difference between 50K and 100K would be like, your girlfriend would say, hey, where are you going today? Anywhere you like. Imagine saying that, and your girlfriend's like, oh my god, whatever. Like, you know, and then you go to a restaurant and they say, hey babe, what do you want?
You just get anything.
And yeah, just get anything you like. You know, just imagine just having that freedom and knowing that, you know, we have the choice. We can choose whatever we want in the restaurant. And then moving from 100K to 300K, then, you know, you start to think about, I don't know, like
Houses,
luxury apartments, beach houses, stuff like that. And then from 300K above, you know, you start to not, like, you don't need that much money. And that's when, you know, you can't buy true happiness and all that. But in terms of the happiness from 0 to 300K, it's going to make you happier for sure. Yeah.
But the saying should be money can't buy you life fulfillment.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. I guess.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I know what you mean. Yeah.
It sounds like money can't buy you a smile. Fuck yeah, it can.
Yes, it can, dude. If I
buy me a
you
Ferrari,
you're definitely gonna smile.
Yeah,
look. You're probably like when you, in terms of buying material things. Yes, it definitely does give you that excitement. It gives you that acknowledgement of your achievement. Like you've definitely, like you have to achieve something in order to like afford, you know, those luxury things. And obviously, you know, sometimes it could be your dad's money or whatnot. But if you made it by like with your hard work, then it's an achievement. Like you reward yourself. Like, you know what? As opposed to something to, I mean, yes, it is something to show off with, but at the same time, it's just to acknowledge, like, you know, hey, you've made it, like, you did well, congrats. Just enjoy this moment, right?
Do you know what's funny? Okay, this literally just happened a couple hours before this. I had to spend $1,000
Oh yeah.
on some airplane tickets
A birthday.
on a birthday.
Yeah.
Right?
And this is obviously not going to be released until the birthday passed and all that.
Yeah.
Right?
So it was like, I didn't even flinch.
Yeah.
I didn't flinch once about the money.
Yeah,
I did complain about it because
you did.
because
I was like, what do you mean?
Like it was my stupidity.
Yeah.
It was not because of the money factor. It's because of my stupidity.
Yeah. And now you have to go. You have to fly.
Yeah. Like because I left it to late minute. That's just my.
It probably would have costed you half.
Yeah.
If
I planned it.
Yeah.
See, and that's why I mean it makes life easier.
Yes.
Like
correct.
I'm not gonna be. Like hurt. What
am I gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not worried about.
You can do that. Yeah.
I'm not worried about. Oh shit, this $1,000 now I can't pay bills.
Yeah. You're not.
I'm not.
You're still gonna sleep tonight.
Yeah, I'm still gonna sleep.
No, you just had like.
Yeah.
You're just working. No, he's not gonna sleep. He doesn't sleep. But yes, like you have that peace of mind.
Peace of mind.
Like,
money gives you peace of mind.
Like peace of mind. Just you can live like with a level of comfort to know that you're not gonna struggle. Tomorrow will be okay. To a degree. I mean, minus all the other unexpected things.
And this goes to the third myth.
Yeah.
Talking about this.
Okay, cool, yeah. I'm actually really happy that you've, like, have something to guide me with. Because otherwise my third myth would be something like...
Early retirement.
Okay.
Early retirement.
Early retirement, right.
Because I literally said...
Cool,
I literally said to him before, I was like, I want to retire in 2 years.
Yeah.
Right? Retiring at 60 and 70 seems like the norm.
Yeah.
Right? But why is it the norm? Why? Like what? Why? Why is 70? Like, why is 70 retirement? Why can't I be 30 and retire? Why can't I?
Right.
See, but is it the word retirement? Like, I'm gonna go and fish in the back of my yard.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought you would just like sit on your couch and just start reading.
See, but is it
manga or something?
But isn't retirement? Should be the definition of retirement is financially retired. I don't have the burden of finances. I don't have the burden of, is my bills going to be paid?
Yeah.
And I'm going to get fed.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's different definitions, right? Like, or different words that would lead to different definitions and different understandings. So, I guess for your terms, retirement has the general idea of that you're going to go fishing.
But like, if I'm financially retired, I'm gonna go fix my car. I'm gonna go play more basketball.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do old man shit, but young man terms.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna go out more now. I'm gonna spend more time with my mates. I'm gonna go fucking go karaoke and get fucked up every single weekend.
Don't do that. Yeah.
Yeah, but do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so why is it a myth, or is it like, is that what we're just, is that binary?
In terms of whether it's like something that is financially or like working wise?
Yeah. Is it like is it a binary code for our day and age to be, you need to work to 60, 65, 70, that's when you retire?
Oh, right. Yeah, I guess with that idea, it's, I mean, if we're speaking in terms of the general workforce, then that's like I guess it's just different groups of people. So for business people, I mean, you could retire, like in the definition of retire of like stop working, then it could be anytime. Like it really could be anytime. But in terms of like enjoying your time and as in like financially retired, as well as like work retired, for business people, it could be anything. Like it really could be anything. But in terms of like the general population, which is most of the workforce, then that's their understanding. So it really, knowing that usually about 5% of people would do business, then the definition of stopping at 70 is probably going to work for 95% of people. So does that make sense? Like I feel like you should be saying financially free or
financially
free or financially independent. That would probably make more sense by definition.
But wouldn't that be retirement? Because isn't retirement like I just can't be fucked working anymore, or is it I just can't physically work anymore?
Oh, right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like,
I mean, I feel like it's a bit of both.
Like I can't be fucked working right now. Like fuck me.
and then he like finishes this podcast and he just like goes over there and just starts working on his
but it's I'm not financially free yet.
Yeah. I don't know. Like it's one of those words. Okay, you could have made this easier if you just said financially free.
Okay.
And stopped working. Okay, I just feel like retirement is a word that's has different meanings towards different people. So really your answer really depends on who you're talking to. You're either talking to the 95% of non-business people.
We're definitely not the 95%, so I'm talking about the 5%.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so
That's
for the
us.
5% people, retirement,
you never really retire.
yeah, you never really do. Like, I feel like
But
for me, it's
like
just, that's what I do. I feel like I think I spoke to my younger brother about this, and there are some, I feel like me as a person is someone that would just keep going.
Yeah, of
and
course.
for me, like, I have this thing to be continuously searching. And sometimes people would say, what are you searching for? Like, what are you working towards? What's your, like, why are you sacrificing all these things? And sometimes, as weird as it may sound, is that...
it's our fucking hobby.
Yeah, that's just us. We just like searching for things. We just like to know that we're working towards things, and we like hustling and having, like, our brains stimulated to as the maximum level and knowing that we're moving forward. So that's just us. Like, that's our goal, and that's our being. That's what we do, which is generally not something that gets understood in the usual terms of, like, the 95% people. So what it is I think for us it's never going, for me, I feel like it's never going to stop. Like, I don't think I will stop unless I get a heart attack or, like, cancer or something. Touch wood.
So let's talk about these 95% of people, right? You have a team of how many?
30.
So you have a team of 95% people.
No, they have to work for it. I mean, look, what we try to do, I feel like this is like a tip. Everyone's going to say this in an interview now. Usually, if you want to run a business of your own in the future, then you would have a higher chance of, like, me hiring you into Secret Sneaker, because then that kind of shows that you are kind of willing to go through that extra mile, and you have that mindset, that similar mindset.
So, saying that, this goes to my next question, right? My next question was, what's the hardest thing about staff? Because me and you, we have those 95%ers, right? We have similar staff. We have the similar mindset. We're in the same similar sort of game. I do a service, you do a service. And every single time we sit down, staff is always something we talk about.
100%.
I'm always talking about how we better staff, how we discipline staff, how we talk to staff. Like, do you know, honestly, like, fuck the podcast, fuck all this, right?
We love you, though.
Right, but, like, when we talk, do you feel like we should be recording it all the fucking time? Because it's great shit. We talk about some really good shit.
I mean, there's definitely a few complications in terms of, like, the general things you can't do based on the Australian law of what prejudice is considered and stuff like that. You know
Paying staff 8 ringgit.
Well, that one we can't do legally 100%. But there are certain things that you can't say that would lead you into trouble. So this is it's just something like, you're not allowed to say this because that's the rule. Like, in terms of, you can't be racist, gender, all that kind of stuff. You know, you can't be prejudiced and stuff. Although I think in the real business sense there is that, but they just can't say it.
It's like Hooters.
What's that?
Like that. You haven't been to Hooters?
Is it like a bar?
Yeah, that just has nothing but girls with, like, big tits.
Yeah.
See,
cool,
like,
cool,
that's.
Yeah, I obviously don't go to Hooters then. Yeah, I don't go.
I went to one in Sydney, and they had mad fried pickles, dude.
Yeah,
the craziest fried pickles.
This guy goes to Hooters, and the first thing you notice is pickles.
Yeah, fried pickles.
Like,
no, fried pickles.
Anything? Any drinks with that? No, just more pickles, please.
Just more pickles.
Thanks. The pickles is lit.
Yeah.
So
see, like,
there are definitely some complications there. But in terms of, like, the most complicated, the hardest thing about staff, I would say it's, like, the making the hard decisions. So I guess for me, there's the team, right?
Yep.
And to have a good team, we have a team that enjoys the environment and at least, you know, feels like they have a sense of belonging in the team. There are a lot of things that can disrupt that dynamic.
Definitely.
Right?
I have that.
There are a lot of things,
right now.
and you need to. First thing, you need to understand what are the factors that can affect this dynamic specifically, right? What exactly are those things? And there are some people. It comes to standards now, right? It depends on how picky you are. So the more pickier you are, the more people you have to cut out, and the more people are not suitable for your team. Does that make sense? It's kind of like saying, so you have a chess club, right? You have type A, B, C, D. type A will be happy with type A, type B will be happy with type B, type C will be happy with type C, and so on and so forth.
The real question, why is it a fucking chess club?
I don't know. I used to play chess. Okay, so
like, why is it a chess club?
So anyway, so there's like, let's say there's 4 groups, right?
Yeah,
Say if you're a type A, you would be 100% happy with other type A people, maybe 50% happy with type B, and 20% with type C. So what that means is if you have like a few type A people in your team, you want to really just
get type A.
Have type A.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that's when they are 100% happy, definitely. 100% content. They feel 100% that they belong to that environment. So what that means is, out of those 4 groups, you have to cut out all 3. And the toughest part of that
is cutting them out.
It's cutting them out because those 3 people, those 3 groups, also share your vision. They care about you. They care about your business. They stay late. They tell you things. They give you warnings for, you know, future business threats and stuff like that. They help you. They genuinely care. Ed, I want to be in this team. I really want to. Give me a chance, please. Don't fire me yet. And your job
is to fire him.
Because you have to think of the type A. It's like Thanos shit.
The fuck is it's Thanos, bruv?
I haven't watched the movie. Anywho, no, I've actually watched the first one. I haven't watched the end game. But anywho, you know what I mean. Did flop, like whatever. So anywho, like that's the thing. So you have these people and they genuinely care for you, but if you wanted to make sure your team is as happy as possible for the greater happiness of the future, these people have to take the loss, even though they genuinely care about you. And you have to make that decision, and no one else will make it, because everyone cares for each other. Like type A will still kind of like they kind of like type B, but then you say no, because you set that standards, and you have to go and tell them, sorry, you're not gonna make it. Sorry, this is the reason. And there's no like, you can't deliver that nicely. There's no way to. It's not. It's like, how are you gonna say? How are you gonna say break up with your girlfriend? Like it's like, hey babe, I got you some flowers. You have really nice hair. Let's break up today. No. Like how are you gonna soften the blow?
Yeah. Okay, me and you were in Sydney.
Yeah.
And we had this conversation, and I was like, what's the smartest way to fire someone? And this is Edward's...
Keeping in mind, like, you know, firing someone is not, like, I 100% do not enjoy firing anyone. It does sometimes make the final result better, but yeah.
You are not compatible for what? It was something really dumb.
What did I say?
It was something about like, you don't meet the current requirements, or you're not compatible with the current needs of the business.
Oh yeah. So
and I was like, that is actually great.
You're not compatible with the specific needs of the business or something like that. Basically, what it is it's kind of like
you're not what we're after right now, but you
very
are good.
Specifically.
Yeah.
It's just saying it's a bit like saying it's not you, it's me.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
But in a smart business term. And I was like, yo, that's fucking great. That's really good.
Imagine like a boyfriend or girlfriend comes up and it's like, yeah, that's what it is, right? Like, you know, like stuff like that when you say like,
it's not,
babe, it's not you, it's me. You know, I don't think.
But just in business terms.
Yeah,
just literally in business.
So what it is like when you audition. You know when you audition for a role, right? And they're like, we need someone that's 175 meter, 1.75 meters tall, like 175 centimeters, right? They say between 170 and 175. So what that means is, anyone that's too short won't get it. But if you're too tall, you won't get it either. Even though being tall may usually be seen as a better, like, you know, I'm taller than you, you know, whatever. And so that's what we used in terms of like, which is true. Like it's true. Like it's true. So it's true that, you know,
it's so good.
You know,
it's so good.
Because what that means is that you could either be like a person that's too energetic, you know, still not be compatible, but you could be too unenergetic and you still not be compatible, which is like true. So I guess for us is that was just a really smart term to use. You know, it's not compatible with the specific needs of the business at this moment.
So there's a problem with a business of mine, right? I believe in same things that you believe in. What's the easiest way that you've seen to sort of read and see ahead of time a staff that is going to be cancerous and make the rest of the environment cancerous. So how do you stop the spread of it? Like, how have you been able to be like, wait, actually that kid is doing something that might spread, and how do you chop his head off before it starts?
Okay, can you stop using? Can you not use that term? I do not equate firing to chopping someone's head off.
But like, how do you stop it?
Yeah, how do you stop?
Like, because honestly, currently in my business, I do have some players in my staff that are starting to become cancerous, that are causing my A team players to start thinking like B team players. But from the very beginning, they were A team players.
Yeah. I got
how have you read it ahead of time, or how have you? Is there a sign, or is there not a sign, or do you just have to sort of catch it when it's really early, and just be like, no, that's not cool.
Okay, cool. So if you were to join Secret Sneaker, there's always this period which all of our staff would know very well. It's called the probation period, and probation period is where I can fire you for any reason legally within Australian law, right?
It's 3 months.
3 months usually. You can extend it to 6 months, I think, but yeah, it's within the contract. So at that period, it's when it's very critical for how you act and stuff like that. And usually 3 months is a long time. If you were to pull an act, it would usually start wearing off by month 2 and 3, right? So I guess the first thing, it depends on what standards you have, like in terms of what you don't want in the business. One of the things, I'll just pick one of them, and you can just pick more if you feel like you see some or if you notice some. But one of them is a person that does not have an accurate sense of self. Okay.
Like self-worth?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
yeah. Because you just said self. That's like very generic.
Right. Yeah. So self-worth in the sense of, if you see someone that says, sorry. I'm so sorry. And then you come into the store, and then you put down, like, you put a cloth on the table, and then the cloth falls down. It's like, oh, it's okay. It's okay. I'll just grab it. And then maybe they touch your hand. Oh, sorry. Like, they feel like they're like lower. They're always at a lower level than you. People who are generally have that, and it's usually like a characteristic. So generally, we look at these things. These are characters that are usually inbuilt, can be changed, but generally inbuilt. If they tend to show that kind of characteristics, so there's like looking at yourself too low of your self-worth,
like self-pity, like
not even self-pity,
like you don't believe you're on the same level.
You're 100%. Yeah, and you see everyone else is like, like
gods
and all that kind of stuff. And you tend to notice, and the signs are like
apologizing when it's unnecessary,
too much apologizing, or just going out of your way 100%, even though it's just too much effort. Like, realistically, it's not worth that effort. And you're just going through all this hardship and all this trouble. That's no good. Definitely, usually do not hire.
It's like trying too hard. Like, okay, let's do it in a term that more people will understand.
Cool. Yeah.
Is it trying to impress when it's not needed to be impressed? Like, just say for example, like, if I really wanted to be your friend, I'll call, like, is me calling you every single day too much?
It's more like, hey, I just didn't want to offend you or anything, so I just made sure that you're cool. I don't want to, like, am I calling you too much? Is this too much? Am I annoying you? I'm so sorry that I'm annoying you. That kind of stuff. So that kind of thing, generally. So what's the problem with that? Okay, the problem with that is when people that usually have these characteristics, after a longer period of interaction and working together, generally, one, they don't feel they were worth. They were not valued to the same level.
Correct.
Because he's doing all this, like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, blah, 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 and you're not doing the same. And it's fine at the start until eventually it's a bit like,
it's like a pecking order.
What the fuck? Like, I've done all these stuff for you, and you never acknowledge, or even if you did, you haven't, like, you didn't give me what I wanted. Yeah. Let's just say, for example,
it's like a pecking order.
I wanted to pass probation period. I've done all these things, but I didn't pass it. And there will be a point when things explode, where it's like, when it's just like, I did this. I treated you like this. you didn't even give me the one thing that I wanted. And that's usually like a huge mega conflict, like a huge break. Like it's a big problem. So to avoid that big explosion, generally we usually don't keep those members in our team.
So,
because we want to work together. Like we want to be able to say, hey bro, that's wrong. Like I think we should try this other method. Whereas if you're a person with a very low self-worth, you wouldn't say anything.
Yeah, you like, just sort of be like, okay, cool.
I don't want to I don't want to like offend him or anything like that because I'm not. It's not my place.
Right. See, but this is so. I said this before to you as well, off camera, right? Yeah. The best thing between me and you, the way we work, is that if you say one thing, and I'm just like, yep, let's just do that.
Yeah.
What's the difference between that?
And what?
And like, I'm sort of not rebutting.
Oh, right. Yeah. So, I think it's when, I don't know, like I feel like we're just more comfortable with each other, and I think we have a level of trust that what you say is true. And when that happens, it's kind of like when someone says something and you're not sure if he's like serious or not serious, or For us, I think we know because we're so candid and upfront. That's like, okay, cool. Whatever he says, it's probably true. All right, let's go. So there's no wondering. There's no
second guessing.
Hesitating of like, you know, whether was that something I was meant to do or stuff like that. And also by sharing, by having a trust of like truthfulness, and also knowing that each other we would be open to what you say. Like, you know, I could say this, you won't give a fuck. I would say this, you won't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But at least ideas come out, right? Like that's when there's higher level of communication, a faster flow of communication.
See, but and this goes back to the self-worth. We both agree that we're on the same level. So that's something that a lot of people don't see as well. That's why those little things. That's why it's hard for me now to see those little things in people, to be able to cut them nice and early, because it's hard. It's really hard because like sometimes I speak to people and I feel like they're on the same wavelength, but they could just be yes people.
Yeah.
Do you know the people like no self-worth? They're like, that sounds like a great idea.
100%, bro. Like definitely, you gotta do it. Like it's definitely gonna work. Like 100%. You should do it. Do it now. I'll help you, bro. 100% support.
And it could just be all bullshit.
It could be, yeah. So I guess that one's a bit hard to tell. Like you don't know if someone's bullshitting or not, or if he's genuinely excited. So then usually for me, I guess that's one of the reasons why I don't get excited a lot. I'm usually like, I can't tell if he's being he's bullshitting or not, but this is just my face. It's kind of like, yo, we should do it. I'm like, yeah, we should, yeah. And he's like, yeah, bro, like we definitely should do it. I'm like, yeah, it's a good idea, right? Yeah, that's pretty good. And then so like we kind of just wait until like it actually happens. And if it happens, then like my face will still be the same. You'd be like, good job, bro.
Can I tell you a time that it wasn't the same? Remember that great idea of making the gallery?
Which one?
The sneaker bash gallery? I was like,
oh yeah,
I don't think that's gonna be a good idea. And whilst it's happening, his face like, no, this is a bad idea. This is fucked. And I was like,
oh yeah, that was actually such an anxious time. It was kind of like, damn, we don't have any features for Sneaker Bash. The only thing was this gallery that we promised would be like $1 million, and there's gonna be like the first anniversary box logo and the Supreme Louis Vuitton trunk, and they're not there at all. And it's just gonna be this like built-up wall that I built myself, and it looks like shit because it's like all dirty and like full of random nails sticking out.
That was bad. Okay, to sum it all up, I have a lighter question to ask you now.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So Secret Sneaker Store now is $1 million gross profit, not gross and not profiting. Like you're not profiting $1 million, right?
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, 100%.
So you're such a crazy company.
Yeah.
30 people now.
Yeah.
Heaps of staff.
Yeah.
What is the craziest thing that has happened?
Sneaker Bash was actually pretty crazy.
What was who has been
craziest thing?
Let me finish, motherfucker.
I'm like thinking.
So 30 staff, $1 million business, crazy consignment, right? This is a multi-level question, right?
Yeah.
You've had people like Post Malone. You've had people like fucking Little Uzi Vert. You had Little Yachty walk through. You have a bunch of celebrities, right?
Yeah.
One, who is the only celebrity that you felt that was like, oh wow, Like, that person's a celebrity. Because I've known you've had celebrities from YouTube celebrities like Pia Malabek. Or I think whatever.
Pia? Pia came in. Yeah, she knocked her head in one of the shelves. Actually, she was like, "Ha ha ha! I'm gonna sue you." And I was like, "Ha ha! Please don't sue me."
She's sitting on like 1.8 or 2.2 million subscribers, and then you have Post Malone.
Yeah, he came in. Yeah, that was actually weird. It was
tell me that one celebrity that you personally, because I know if I gave you $1 million, your face is this. If I gave you a high five, your face is this.
Like, cool, bro.
Yeah. So tell me someone that really was like, whoop, like shit, like this, like palms are sweaty, like you're like shit.
No, I've never had that. I've never.
Never.
Had that.
Not even one.
No, never. Like I think I have this weird thing where it's kind of like, no, I want to be the celebrity. Like, it's weird. Yeah, it's weird. I haven't had that thing like where I'm super anxious to meet anyone. It's weird. Like I have this thing where I think one of the things was that I feel that the party on the other side would be happier to know that I'm being calm and chilling with him than being like
a fanboy or a fuckboy.
Fanboy, fangirl, all that kind of stuff. So just based on like some of the celebrities that we've like of met and stuff.
But there's gonna be one that inside you're like, I want to take a photo.
Yeah, so I think Lil Wayne was thinking of like when he came in. What was it? Was it Jumanji? I forgot what it was. It was this festival that he was doing.
Jumanji.
Yeah, Jumanji. It was called Jumanji, right? Jumanji. Yeah. And I was actually excited about him coming in because I've had that connection. Like he had this song. What was the song? Little Love. How to love. Yeah, you know how. Yeah. That was a cool song, dude. Like that was one of the songs.
Yeah.
I just like. He's just one of those guys that I had a connection with when I was in high school, like in terms of like listening to his music and being in love with this girl and all these other songs that he's also rapping in terms of like rapping. He's got his characteristic style, and I felt that he was really special at that time. And like I think there was this phase where I was like going through all this K-pop stuff. Like I was dancing K-pop and like
and then you're like, I love Lil Wayne.
No, this was before Lil Wayne. No. Like it was Lil Wayne and then K-pop.
K-pop. So you went from Lil Wayne to K-pop.
What? Yes, I did. And so then what I'm saying is that period when my brain was more open to like I guess connecting. I think it was more emotional at the time. It was more emotional at the time, and so when you like my emotions were more connected to music, and I was following Lil Wayne, and he's doing all this crazy stuff, and he's like,
and he's about to come to your store.
Yeah, and well, we thought it's always like that. It's always like that. You never know whether he's going to turn up or not until he turns up at your door. It's always like that. You never know if he's gonna bail or whatever. So yeah, I was actually like, I think I said to myself, I was like, I'm actually excited about this. And I think I offended some of them. It's like, what? So you weren't excited about Post Malone, or you weren't excited? Like, Post Malone was actually exciting in terms of having the first big ticket, like big ticket celebrity come in.
Yeah, like that's A grade. Like,
Post Malone is
and
what was really funny? What was really funny at the time was I think Culture Kings was planning on paying Post Malone like 60 grand or something to go into Culture Kings and do his gig. And I think he didn't end up going.
Yeah, he didn't.
Instead, he just popped up into our store. Like, what happened was we were just operating as normal, and his girlfriend came in at that time. I'm not sure if he's still together, but came in and just said, hey, it's a cool store, and our shop fit was like shit as usual, like with plant trainers and stuff again in Sydney. And then just came in, hey, the shop's cool. It's got a lot of cool stuff. I'm Post Malone's girlfriend, and I was just wondering if you guys will like close the store for him and stuff. And then sometimes you don't know if they're serious because it's kind of like.
Was she at least American?
Yeah. She was. So she has an American accent, right? Like,
is Alicia American?
Yeah. So I when people say that kind of stuff, we at least be like, okay, cool. This is like on medium alert. It's like, okay, cool. Like, and then the team gets notified. Like, okay, cool, guys. Guys, this girl just came in and just said that his girlfriend of Post Malone, and we need to do this. And as soon as that happened, like some of the other stuff, like, okay, I'm ditching this dinner. I'm gonna head over into work. So, and then they would come over, and because it was the first time, and we weren't sure what was gonna happen, like whether it's gonna go crazy or not. So I was like, okay, guys, if you're nearby, please come down to the store to make sure that Post Malone will be safe when he shops at the store, because we didn't think about calling security at the time. We were like, okay, we'll
so you're gonna trust some like 18-year-old kids to guard?
Yeah. I mean, like Melbourne Central was like basically all part-timers and like young
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
who are they gonna fight, bro? Who are they saving, bro? What the fuck?
And it was funny because like at the time we were in World Square and it wasn't like it was a more Asian town. And it was weird because like he was in there shopping and our store had a huge glass front. It was literally just all glass.
Yeah.
Everyone could see straight into it that Post Malone was there. But it wasn't crazy because I think maybe most of the people were like out or maybe like somewhere else. Even though like we were in a pretty busy walkway, at the time it was quiet. And at the time I think he came like after 9, like 9, 10. So there were just like a few people going to Coles and like they're holding the bags like, oh, they're still open. Okay, that's cool. And then they just kept going. So it wasn't too crazy. Some people noticed, but yeah, it wasn't like, oh my god. It was actually more crazy when Designer came into the store. That was like, yeah, Designer came in.
Why is he? Okay.
What? He's cool. He's a
really?
cool dude. Yeah,
okay, cool.
Dude.
So name 3 songs. Panda. Next.
He's a cool dude.
That's exactly my point. That's exactly my point.
Okay, look, I usually would know some songs, but I'm not a follower.
I'm a DJ and I can't even say 3 Designer songs, bro.
Oh, okay. He's cool. He's still a cool dude.
Okay.
Shout out to Designer.
And then let's end this podcast on the most craziest. It doesn't have to be celebrity. Mm-hmm. Purchase. What was your what has a customer most craziest purchase? 1. Second level of that. How much has a customer has spent in the store?
Okay, so I've got another story like that's nothing to do with purchasing, right? But I'll just tell you, like one of the biggest purchases was Khalid.
Yeah.
Khalid came through, and you know, like there's the top shelf of our glass cases. It's usually like Turtle Doves and like the Jordan 1, and he was just like, no,
LV gloves,
he was just like, I'll just take all that. And yeah, that's what he did. He just came in. It's like, oh, it's cool. What size is that? 8? Oh, cool. What size is that? 11? Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll take that. He just took everything, right? And he just spent like, I think it was like 12 grand. I think that's what it was. So that was Khalid. Okay, cool.
Okay, so Khalid spent.
Yeah, that's the story.
Shout out to Khalid.
Yeah, shout.
I love Khalid.
Yeah, I remember when he came in and we were like, oh, like
you're the location guy. I don't know what song you know, but Young Dumb and Broke.
Yeah. But he had to correct how we said, you know, there's Khalid, right? There's DJ Khalid, and then there's Khalid, right? Yeah, I think one of the staff like, hey, yo, Khalid, and he's like, it's Khalid.
Yo,
and
that's embarrassing.
But he still bought a bunch of stuff.
Okay, so
yeah, so crazy story. Okay, let's just talk about the crazy story. This is like about me, obviously. I'll talk about myself. Gang. So what happened was like when we first. You know when your grandpa goes like, back in the old days when we first did. Yeah, okay, that's me right now. Okay, so what's happening right now, I'm going to tell you the story. So, opening up in Melbourne Central, pop-up, and we were trying to save money, right? We always do. I was trying to like cut down costs as much as possible. And so I stayed back, like during closing time, usually the last hour, that's pretty quiet, right? That's pretty quiet. And then I would run the store by myself then. Because I was trying to save money.
Oh my god, I know this story. I know this story. I know this story.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And so I was operating as usual. And then one of the there were a couple customers came in, and then I was serving this one customer, and then there was this dodgy guy that was walking into the door, and then the security barriers beeped. It was like beep beep beep. Probably there's more detail now when I'm telling this story now. And then it beeped, and he was like, "Oh, bro, like I got this stuff. Do you want me to just put it outside?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." So he looked a bit dodgy, but he put the stuff outside, and then he just came to the store looking, and then one of the other customers wanted to try stuff on, so I was like trying stuff on, and then all of a sudden when I was like taking the shoe out, I saw him bolt out of the store, right? He bolted out of the store. And then the customer, oh shit! Like he just came out. What are you gonna do? And I was like, well,
you're the only person in there.
Yeah, I'm the only person in there. And I was like, oh holy shit! What do I do? And then like there was nothing much I could do. Like there was literally nothing, right? And then I was like, okay, no, what, fuck it. Like I was just look, and I said to the customer like I was serving. I was like, it's fine, don't worry about it. Like. I'll just serve you because it's not much. I tried to go out there, have a look, like it wasn't happening. And then I kept serving, and I was like in my head, I was like, fuck, what did he take? What did he take? And then eventually I finished serving that one customer, and then I went back to the table, and then he came back. Yeah, he came back. Yeah.
Why did he come back?
I don't know. He probably had some like issues.
What the fuck? Why would you come back?
I don't know. Oh no. I know why. He came back for his bag. That he left at the door.
Okay, yeah,
he came back for his bag,
yeah.
left at the door, and then I was like, oh, that's him. And I didn't know what to do, right? And the customer's like, that's him. Don't you want to go get him? And I was like, shit, like, what do I do? Like, this customer's in here. What do I do? So I got everyone out. I was like, okay, guys, sorry, we close quickly. And then so like, I was just...
Wait, so you kicked everyone out,
yeah,
right?
I kicked everyone out because I was the only one in the store, right?
Yeah.
And then like, he saw me, like, the guy that stole the stuff, he saw me, and he was like, oh, shit, he's coming. And he ran, right? And so I was there like, okay, guys, let's go out. And then one of the customers started becoming really helpful, all right? And he was like, okay, you know what? You get the stuff. I'll stay here and take care of the store, right? And at that time, I was like, fuck, wait, is she gonna like fuck me over or something?
And then you come back, there's no store left.
And so I was like, okay, cool. You help, you, I'm just gonna, like, let's go out, close the door. I'm like, okay, you're gonna watch this door. And he was like, yeah, sure. Just go, get your stuff, right? And then I was running down the escalators, and then there were all these people, and they were like, he went that way. And I was like, see? And I ran all the way. I was like, fuck, what did he take? And then I saw, as he was exiting down onto Lonsdale Street, like on the ground floor, right? Lonsdale Street, where the bridge is. If you know, like the Melbourne Central and the Emporium Bridge right there. And then I saw him, and I started running, and I grabbed that bag, right? I grabbed that bag, and he was like, bro, what the fuck? And I was like, that's my bag. You know, the usual band, like, that's my bag. And I was like, no, that's my bag. And I'm like, you're drunk. And then it was just this moment. Then we started fighting. It was just like tugging and pulling and tugging. And we were like, it was like, you know, in that moment, you know, in those movies where there's this hero and he's trying to like get this like vial that's going to like save the world. Yeah. And then there's this villain that's like, no, like, I'm going to rule the world or some shit. And you're like, no, I'm going to save the world. And you're like slamming against like all these pillars. Like literally that's what it was. It was me holding this bait bag. He was holding the other side of the bait bag. We were slamming to like on the traffic light, you know, the traffic light at like that bridge. And we were slamming towards the pillars. And I was like, you're drunk and stuff. And then eventually I got the bag. Shout out to like Bape tote bag quality. 100% recommend.
And did you resell that bag?
Yes.
So that's the bag. Fuck the whole story. The question is, did you still sell that bag?
And it was funny because, you know, I got the bag and I was running back into the store because I wasn't sure if that lady that said, go downstairs, I'm gonna take care of the store, was still there. Yeah, she was there. There were also a bunch of customers there. They were like, woo! It was like an American movie, you know, and like, yeah, Superman, you know, like for saving the plane or some shit.
Okay, the real question, right?
Yeah.
One, was the lady Asian?
No.
Two.
That's why that's why the store was still there.
He said that, I did not say that.
It's a joke.
Right, two. Yeah. How much was that bag worth?
$140.
Three, was it worth it?
We couldn't afford anything. Like, I was using plant trainers as my shop fit, dude. Like, we couldn't afford it. Like, you know, we couldn't. I had to. We started out, we making mistakes, got scammed. You know, we can't afford. I could have saved everything.
Okay, what was the biggest purchase, as in money-wise?
Yeah, Khalid.
Khalid, hands down.
Yeah, Khalid. 12K, that was it. Like, you know, people are expecting like, you know, holy shit, Urban Necessities sold like 74K USD. We have more purchases. Like, I mean, like for us, we have more purchases that add up to a lot. But in terms of one transaction, yeah, it's around $12,000. Yeah. I mean, we sold like one. Yeah, we sold like the Supreme Louis Vuitton jersey. You know, that football jersey.
Yeah.
That was like $8,000. I think it was like 2K above market, but that lady just wanted it. So cool. Yeah, she was like, I've been looking for this for a long time, and yeah, she just bought it. She didn't even try it. Like, I think
that's crazy.
My daughter, yeah.
Jam.
Good times, right?
Great times.
I'm gonna do a podcast about cocaine. I'm gonna do a podcast interviewing you in your podcast.
Done. Do you know what? I didn't actually make up these questions. I actually wrote these questions down.
Yeah.
And
I noticed you were looking at your phone.
Yeah, because I planned this whole cycle.
You planned this whole thing.
Yeah.
Damn, you knew what stories I was gonna say.
No.
Did you though?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay, cool. But thanks for doing like myth number 2 and number 3.
Yeah, because I knew.
I could
tell.
Of, like myths by the first one.
To end this podcast, I'm gonna rewind. 3 years. I'm gonna rewind before the pop-up. I'm gonna rewind all this shit.
Yeah, all the way back.
At your peak time of K-pop.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the fuck were you thinking? Like, what,
I'm gonna be a K-pop star. What was I thinking? I don't know. Like at the time, I just had this dream. I had this dream of being invited to dance in a gig overseas.
With BTS?
No, just dude, what me? So that people would watch me. I got invited to dance in Indonesia.
Oh yeah, I know the story. I know the story as well.
Paid flights, paid accommodation, paid food, paid transport.
Do you know what's funny? We were all... I'm going to end this podcast with this.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Me
like
and you...
seconds.
No, this is why I'm going to end it. This is the question why I said rewind 3 years ago.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Sick, yeah.
We were ahead of time.
Yeah,
we are always in front of trends.
That's cool.
And we never admit to it. We never admit to the platforms that we are ahead of.
Yeah.
You were ahead of the time of Australian YouTubers 3-4 years ago.
What did I do?
You're on, dude, having 100,000.
Oh, right. Yeah. At the time was a huge thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
At the time was a huge thing.
At that time,
really
K-pop wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
You're ahead of the game.
Yeah.
We were.
Funny,
see, do you know, we never give credit to where it's due. We never really think that we are so far ahead of the way that we think and the way that we act. And we never really celebrate milestones like the $1 million milestones. We never even celebrate the 3rd store. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Because I've been running all up.
So, what's the one thing that you would say to end it all to be like, cool, this is what I really wanted. Like, this is the one thing that is very important to me. This one line will wrap it all up throughout this whole journey of Secret Sneaker Store, K-pop, everything, and
beyond, right?
And beyond.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Like, so the whole deal of why I want to expand so much and why I want to see how it is to run a decent corporation. I haven't reached it yet. Like, I want to run a global one. Is because it's all that positive impact, right? I wanna make a change, right? I wanna not die and not do anything.
Because we can't take our money with us.
Yeah, you can't. And like, I guess that I might die trying. Maybe I could actually die trying. I might not make it. But the idea is, I want to make a sizable impact, like a big impact that's going to last for decades at least, since the world changed so fast. The world changes so fast. So yeah, I need to see that. I don't know what it is yet. I haven't figured it out yet. But big change, long-lasting effect. Probably I want to have at least 2 decades of like effect in the global scale.
Do you know what you need to do?
What?
Just learn how to listen, motherfucker. I said one line, and you told me a whole fucking story.
Oh, I didn't see that part. Yeah, I
didn't see it? No, you didn't. That's why you have glasses as well.
I didn't hear it. So do you want to say lies?
No, so your line... No, your line
is it over? It's over now.
No, it's over now.
Oh, okay.
Your line is you just want to change the world.
Yeah.
Long-lasting
to a
effects.
degree that is significant and long-lasting. Yeah,
For 2 decades.
Yes. That's still one sentence. Or did you say short sentence?
I just said one line. You gave me like an essay. Like I had to write that down. like that's fucked up.
Hey. No, not a lot of people ask me these questions. So, I gotta say
emphasize. That's definitely right.
Yeah.
Like this podcast right here was not sponsored by Secret Sneaker Store, but definitely not sponsored by KOKAINE. But it's something I've always wanted to do with Edwin, because we spend a lot of time talking about business. We spend a lot of time self-reflecting on our words and our own doings and how it affects us plus other people. We spend a lot of time trying to better our staff, ourselves, and the way we run businesses. And I hope this has helped someone. I hope this, like, even if I get 1 million views and if it changes one person's life, that's the way that me and Edwin see lives.
What? No.
Definitely.
You see that? I don't see that. I won't change one life. Come on.
Hey, I'll be good if I change one life. I'll be good.
Come on. You would have already done that.
I know, but that's not the point. If I could change another one, that'd be great. Right, thank you guys. I hope you guys appreciated this podcast. Give it a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Hit that follow button. Hit that bell button. Notifies you every single time we release brand new podcasts every single Monday. I'll speak to you guys soon. Thank you.
Peace out.
That was great. Good job.
That's good. It usually doesn't flow like that.